ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ Let us read that mantra, our prayer. Bhadrang Karnebhi. Let us read together, chant together. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो हरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। So I was giving you the essence of the first section of the first chapter called Muṇḍaka. Because our mantra which we want to study, it appears in the first chapter. It's in second section, 1 to 12, 12th mantra. So we were seeing yesterday the subject matter which is under, which is there in the first section of the first Muṇḍaka, and that is two things are there. The total 65 mantras in the Muṇḍaka Upaniṣad. This first section has 9 mantras. And in these 9 mantras, there is a discussion on teaching tradition. Teaching tradition has been shown, number of teachers and students. And the second thing is regarding the subject matter of the Upanishad. And that is, two types of knowledges. Because the student asked the question, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vijñāte Sarvamidam Vijñātam Bhavati, etc. Shaunaka asked the question to Angiras, the teacher. And Angiras replied, etc. Well, that there are two types of knowledges one has to acquire. The one is a Paravidya and second is a Aparavidya. Paravidya is, the literal meaning is the knowledge which is superior. We consider knowledge as such. In knowledge there cannot be inferior, superior, but definitely the knowledge here we call it as superior because it directly becomes a means for moksha. So, and the second one is a Aparavidya, the knowledge about the preparatory disciplines, so that you can prepare yourself for Paravidya. That's Aparavidya. And so, and that basically Paravidya involves mainly karmas and meditations, upasana. Because those disciplines, if you follow, if you do a karma with a certain attitude, it removes a certain type of obstacle called malam. Yesterday we saw that also, likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes can be neutralized only by doing your actions with a certain attitude of offering, etc., attitude of dharma, which I talked also yesterday. So those things only neutralize that. So, and therefore, attitude of offering. Offering, well, because the whole world offers itself for your benefit. So you offer yourself for the benefit of cosmos. So it's not some kind of a thing that I am obliging the world. So whatever you are really doing as such is obligatory. Yesterday we were discussing, I think. It's obligatory. You are supposed to do that. Because the whole creation is offering, starting from sun and everything. The air and everything, they are offering themselves totally. Sun offers itself into the ocean, and ocean itself offers into the clouds, and in terms of water vapor, and then clouds offer themselves in terms of rain to the earth. Earth offers itself in terms of food, and food itself offers itself into your fire, stomach fire, to give you nourishment to sustain your life. And therefore, you are right now, you are sustained, you are alive, because the whole world is working, day and night. 1 cup of tea requires whole world. Really. 1 cup of tea, which you take in morning, requires whole world, nothing less than that. Think it. Just think of the ingredients. Tea leaves. Tea leaves are... tea leaves come from the certain factories where they dry tea leaves. Definitely involves some technologists who have invented of drying and etc. It requires science and whatnot. That comes from the tea gardens. And tea gardens where it is growing, all farmers etc. Then it comes because there is a sun, there is a rain, whatnot. Just one tea leaves. What about sugar? Go up to the, everywhere. Science is involved, technology is involved, scientists are involved, technologists are involved, farmers are involved. What is not involved? All natural elements are involved. Everything is involved. Now, somebody, I get water. This I open the tap and water comes. It comes from the pumping station. And there people, so many water lines. And who has invented pipes, pumps, who has invented? Think, 1 cup of tea. What about your clothes? What about food? 12:30. The plate is ready. Imagine. So therefore what you do should be offering. Offering to what? Offering to world. But world is Ishvara. Offering to Ishvara. That's the thing. Offering it to the world doesn't make much sense. Offering to Ishvara purifies. Because Ishvara is a manifestation of, world is a manifestation of Ishvara, is a maker material, everything. And therefore, your actions, definitely karma, when you do that you are already obliged. Wherefore, then in that case, to fulfill my likes and dislikes, a selfish motive, should not be there. Whatever I am right now is because of the whole universe functioning, dynamic universe, constantly functioning. And therefore, that attitude compels you to do obligatory things. And then you will not do the actions for fulfilling your likes and dislikes. They are neutralized slowly. So one obstacle goes with that. In Aparavidya, they are giving a knowledge of karma, etc. Karma yoga rather. So that is that. And then upasana, meditation, also helps you to remove vikshepa. Your mind is constantly, all the time wandering, chattering box. It's a constantly chatter, never quiet. So that upasana can also help to remove another obstacle, vikshepa. When that is done, then the main obstacle, avarana, ignorance, which will be taken care of by Paravidya. Clear? So this is how it is, all the three obstacles go on, and you will say, yes, I am Brahman now. I understand I am Brahman. Not I am Brahman now. I understand that I am Brahman now. That is there. I understand that I am Brahman now. Not I am Brahman now. Earlier I was Jiva, now I have become Brahman. There is nothing can be, anything which becomes is always a limited thing. A whole, if it is a whole, it can never become it. Either it is there, either it is not there. Well, and Shastra says you are whole, etc. So anyway, so this is Aparavidya, preparatory disciplines, etc. And that is what even in the Veda also. The earlier portion of the Veda is a karmas and upasana. And the later portion is a jnanam, Upanishad. Same thing. So these are the only means. In fact, but upasana appears, the meditation appears in both. So that's how in Upanishads you will find certain meditations also. Because it is called a antaranga sadhanam. It's a closer for gaining moksha. Because certain focusing capacity, etc., you get it. So upasanas are, since they are closer sadhanam, means it has been mentioned along with the Upanishad. Also in the Karma Kanda also mentioned. So this is how the Aparavidya. And then, in the Acharya Angiras told to Shaunaka that Aparavidya means what? He gives a detail. Tatra apara Rigvedaha, Yajurvedaha, Samavedaha, Atharvavedaha, Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandaha, etc., etc. And Jyotisham. All this is Aparavidya. So all Vedas are Aparavidya. Then Swamiji, Upanishad is you said Paravidya. And now you say it is here, Acharya says it is Aparavidya. Yes. The word on the Upanishad, and it is a immediate meaning, Vachyartha, direct meaning, is basically Aparavidya. But when you understand its implied meaning, that is Brahman, etc. So we'll see when we look at that. So that's how the whole Veda is also Aparavidya. And then Jyotisham and these and that. It is all, the ancillary branches. All those also Apara. But then Atapara, Acharya says. Now what is Para? Yaya tada aksharam adhigamyate. By which you know Akshara. Brahman is called Aksharam in Muṇḍaka Upaniṣad. Because Naksharati, which never decays, which never changes. Which never changes means which is beyond time. Anything which is within time changes. Therefore, what is Aksharam indicates it is timeless. If it is timeless, means it is ever there. It will never become non-existent. Something which is timeless means it is always there. It's in form of Sat. It's in form of existence. Means it is immortal, beyond mortality. Right? Whatever is within time comes and goes away, born and gone. Therefore, this Aksharam, the Brahman, is immortal. Knowing yourself that I am Brahman, well, you gain what? Immortality. This is how it is. Vidyaya Amrutam Vindate. Have you heard this? Vidyaya Amrutam Vindate. What you are seeking, immortality in life, for that taking lots of tablets every day and doing exercise, intermittent fasting, this, that, what not. Thinking the body will become immortal. Hey, Bhagavan says, Jatasya hi gone. Bhagavan declares. When Bhagavan declares, we have to be very careful. Means this cannot be changed. Swami, scientists will do all this. Let them do. Let them do. Why should we have a prejudice for science? Let them do. They want to make human being immortal. Yeah. But thinking body as yourself and gaining immortality is impossible. One or other day it will go. You can increase a lifespan, etc. That's okay. Anything which is born in time goes in time. Anything which comes together becomes a composite entity, in time will, disperse into its own components in time. And therefore, but you as a Atma, the consciousness, which is the basis of this body-mind-sense complex, the body-mind-sense complex derive existence from the consciousness, etc., is immortal. So in reality, the I is immortal. Amazing. Jayate mriyate va. Jayate mriyate va kutaschit. Nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuya. Etc., etc. What you want to become, you are. That's the thing. What you want to become in life. I don't want to go into that bondage part which we discussed first day. I have eaten away your brain. That is you. What you want to become is you. The very process of becoming is useless. If you are in a process of becoming, you continue to be remaining in that process of becoming. That's called samsara. Amazing thing. That's how Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, it's a top secret. Yeah, it's a king of all knowledges. So yayata daksharam adigamyate tathapara, by which you know that aksharam, that knowledge is paravidya, which will make you free from immortality. Let's say now this, many ways we can discuss. Moksha can be discussed from many angles. This is one definition. I want moksha. Moksha means what? Freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from something which I don't want. Naturally. Not freedom from something which I want. Then you won't study. Why should we study? Because it makes me free from something which I want. No, it makes you free from something which you don't want. What you don't want? Immortality I don't want. Correct? Freedom from mortality. Amazing thing. So this knowledge is nowhere available in the world. Knowledge has, we cannot claim the ownership, but yes, India has preserved this. Yeah. In the Upanishads, etc., well, it has been preserved. And for the entire humanity. Okay. And what is that aksharam? That then Acharya says, yattad adreshyam agrahyam achakshushrotram tad apanipadam. That aksharam, that Brahman, that yourself, you, the Atma, is adreshyam, not available for objectification through senses. Adreshyam. Agrahyam, not available for grasping through your karmendriyas. You cannot even reach through your legs, right? So it is not an object of the senses, it's not an object of your sense organs of action. And then achakshushrotram, Atma doesn't have eyes and ears. Tadapanipadam, Atma does not have hands and legs. Means Atma is formless. What is formless? Is spatially limitless. Spatially, in terms of space, it is limitless. Any form which will be within the space, large, small, whatever, it is within space. So Atma is basically dimensionless. We'll see that how. So, and that is further revealed by teacher as a Jagat Karanam. Aksharam is Jagat Karanam, which is the cause of the entire universe. And Karanam alone, the cause alone is the truth behind, all the products. So it's automatically indicating if Aksharam is the cause of the entire world is a Karyam, product. That is also said here. And naturally, the Brahman or Aksharam being the cause of everything, it is the essence of everything. Cause alone is the essence, basically, of all the products. And thereafter, in the first section itself, Upanishad says, not just, don't think that this Brahman or Parmeshvara has created this Jagat. Don't think so. He is the very material also. He is not just maker. He is a very material also. Maker and material both. Generally, one who makes anything, product, definitely is different from the product. Like the goldsmith makes ornaments. Naturally, goldsmith is different from ornaments. Goldsmith needs material, gold, to make ornaments. Goldsmith and gold are different. Material cause and the intelligent cause are different. One who makes, who has the intelligent cause means one who has a desire to make, one who has a knowledge how to make, one who has a skills to make. Knowledge and skills both are different. Sometimes you have a knowledge. I have a knowledge that this is made from wood, and I see when the carpenter makes, but I don't have a skills. If you tell me, Swamiji, you all make the this table, because you know how to make. Well, knowledge is one thing, skill is another thing. Instead of table, something else will be. So point is, so one who has a skill to make, one who has a desire to make, one who has a knowledge how to make, one who has a power. Skill you can take along with the power. One who has a power to make. That's a efficient cause, maker, conscious being. And material, gold, wood, etc. Wood for furniture. Always they are different. These two causes are different. Maker and material are always different. In case of world, it should be one, by common sense. If maker and material are different for the world, then they are different in what? In space. They are different in space. Then definitely before the creation has come, space should be there. And in that space, both are different. The very space is a part of creation. Tasmadva etasmat atmanaha akashaha sambhutaha. All the elements have emerged from this Parameshvara. Therefore, well, even the space itself is not there. In that case, how will you say the maker and material are different? Could you follow what I am saying? And there are other reasons also. So anyway, if maker and material are different, maker has to depend upon material. If material is not there, he said, sorry, I can't make. If wood is not there, well, carpenter has to say, well, I have to wait to make furniture. Then if maker Ishvara has to say sorry, then he is not a Ishvara. Therefore, definitely maker and material should be one alone. But how we don't accept this. Shastra is very pakka hai. Gives example. Yathornanabihi srujate ghrannate cha. Yeah. Yatha urnanabihi. Urnam means saliva. Nabi. In his navel, stomach, whatever. So the spider is one who has a saliva in itself. So naturally the spider makes the web. Well, he doesn't borrow or import material from itself. So the spider, well, knows how to make. As a conscious being, he knows how to make. He has a desire to make the web. He has a skill to make the web. So he is a maker. And it's his own material, saliva, becomes a material cause. And therefore, so they give you an example of this. There are other examples. You are example. Why spider? You are example. Really, you are example. Everyone is an example. Creates the whole world, including space-time. Everything is created. In a dream, whole dream world you create, it's exactly like this. You create space, time, everything from yourself. And you gulp it also. Just a spider creates the web and it gulps also, takes away everything in itself. So you also do the same. You are a maker and material with respect to a dream world. Right? Your own impressions are all objects. Your own vasanas, your own mind is all names and forms. And you, the conscious being, the waker, well, definitely is a maker in terms of that. Waker is a maker. Yeah. Waker is a maker. And waker's impressions, various impressions of the objects alone manifest in form of space-time objects. So there are examples. It's not that the maker and material should be different all the time. There are examples where both are one. So Akshara, this Brahman, the Atma, myself, is the maker and material of this universe. Yeah. Swamiji, we don't like it, we say, but we accept it. But I am the maker and material of everything. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this is a gist of a first section of the 9 mantras. First section, this is a gist of that. Then the second section of the first Muṇḍaka, first chapter only, has a 13 mantras, and it has it elaborates further, that aparavidya further is elaborated. And the second topic there in this is approaching the teacher for paravidya. That also is there. That is our mantra actually. That's 12th mantra. So, and this aparavidya here, karmas and upasanas, they have been talked in this section elaborately. And it points out that this Vedic karmas, the rituals, etc., of puja, japa, etc., definitely all religious activity will certainly produce a result. All kinds of worldly benefits, definitely, while living, or even after, departing from this and gaining something else, also is due to this ritual, gaining some swarga, etc. And so definitely 3 purusharthas are covered by this. Karmas and upasanas, one can definitely gain the objects of security, objects of pleasure, and in future also, what you gain also is for future objects of security and pleasure. So in going to Swarga, you want to enjoy the heavenly objects. So that's also, or going to Swarga, one becomes more secure also, naturally, because there the time scale is different. Yeah, our 1 human year is equal to 1 day of a devata. It's how they say. That's how devatas are called amaraha, immortals. They are not immortals, but naturally compared to human beings' span of life, they have a very, very long span of life. So they called relatively amaraha, immortals. So definitely become secure. So going to Swarga also is ultimately meant for what? Arthakama. Yeah. So either here or either later. So this karmas and upasana can help you to, even Bhagavan discusses in the 8th chapter, where Ishwar Upasana has been talked about, and that says Brahmaloka, etc. you gain, or Swargaloka, either. So basically, going anywhere is ultimately for security and pleasure only. And therefore, this aparavidya, you follow that discipline of karma and upasanas, you definitely 3 purusharthas have been covered. Artha, kama and dharma. Dharma means punyam, which will help you for gaining future objects. So, anyway, but Upanishad basically then, gives a warning here. Because we feel that that's only life. Always, they always criticize, these people, especially in West, they always criticize this Indian philosophy. They say you should not be in touch with this kind of swamis and this thing. Because whatever your, the jill you have for achieving material things in the world, that will go away. They don't understand that any achievement is not for the sake of achievement. No achievement is for the sake of achievement. Any achievement one wants, one sets a certain goal in life to have a satisfaction. And therefore, definitely, and if you remain in that rut, I call it as a rat race, where you are in a process of achieving, it gives you a temporary satisfaction, just momentary. Again, you set another goal. When you set another goal to achieve, that shows you are already dissatisfied now. So that a new set of goals will make you gives you satisfaction. It's not that I am now totally satisfied and still I set a new goal. No. So far as in material world, basically anybody is setting goals, material goals, arthakama, etc., is ultimately for the sake of satisfaction. But if you are already satisfied knowing that you are Brahman, the sky is a limit for achievement. Yeah, why not? You can achieve anything. Putting a lot of efforts in achieving something and still remaining dissatisfied and frustrated, that's how mid-age crises are arising. So much. Because by the time 40, 45, people get a lot of money. You have a married life, good married life, you have children, you have everything. And what next? They say, what next? When he says what next, it doesn't mean that he is not totally satisfied. Now he feels that how will I solve the problem of this dissatisfaction? So it's not correct to say that we are showing you some higher goal, which you are really searching through all these three. Yeah. If objects of security you have set as a goal, and still you haven't achieved the security, then we say there is some means by, employing those means, you definitely become secure. There are means by which you definitely gain happiness, fullness in your life. Yeah. So to show a higher goal, we sometimes criticize this, arthakama, etc. Not that they are redundant. In fact, one who opens the Veda, well, first you have to face karmakanda only, right? So you have to go through that. You have to go through that. That's how we will see that pariksha, etc. is examining, appearing for exam, is for this. Before one examines, one undergoes certain experiences. One has to acquire money, etc. to understand what money can give and what money cannot give. You do not have acquired anything and sitting in the room you said, well, money is useless, etc. I think that is some disease. That's a disease of the mental disease. You acquire something and then you understand the limitation of an achievement. Yeah. So we are not against any material goals, etc. But there is a goal which you are really seeking behind material goals that you are not aware of. We are showing that and showing you the limitation of these material goals also. So anyway, so this is certain defects of this karma, means karma phala naturally, have been shown in this section also, the second section of the first mantra. And I will give you in gist that three defects are there. So all the worldly pleasures, right? So which we are talking about, which you gain through your activity, etc., through karmas, have got pain also, and mixed in equal measure. So in acquisition there is a pain, naturally. Before you acquire, you have put a lot of efforts. In acquisition there is a pain. In maintenance there is a lot of pain. And that's more pain in fact. And suppose you lose it, this is the most pain. If you lose it, well, definitely there you will have more pain. And therefore, pleasure and pain of the world are the two sides basically of same coin. So when you choose a pleasure component, automatically pain also comes along with that. That is one of the defects, in fact. And but Swamiji, we don't mind to face even pain, etc. And go for it, fine. But generally we are caught unaware. We are caught unaware. We just wanted a pleasure part. And when the coin changes and shows it's another part, then we are not ready. So this is how the things are. That's how many things, if you examine in your life, you feel that sometimes that I would not have desired for that thing. I am really stuck with this thing, I'm not indicating a particular thing, but you can understand that this is the thing. Because you know only one, you think that has only pleasure, nothing else. But pleasure and pain are together. Everything in the world is basically a mixture of both. Certain virtues and certain limitations both are there. Anything you come in contact with, thinking, but you have only one side. So this is first defect. Okay. Second is which is intrinsic defect or flaw of worldly accomplishment, etc., is dissatisfaction with whatever you get. So we always get something and get happiness, but the next moment we look for more. So that shows, that reveals a dissatisfaction, etc. And so the third is, whatever we accomplish, initially we enjoy also, and thereafter we get used to that. And without which we cannot imagine our life. That's how I myself used to think that way, that how the people, of the previous time have lived without mobile. I was thinking like that. And literally. Because anywhere you go, everything you forget, but this thing you never forget. That will always remain. That will always remain with you. So much dependency also will be there, definitely. So this is a third thing. External dependency will be there. Like dependence causing drugs are there. Same way this is also. We can't imagine now without a given thing over which we have bought it as the object of pleasure, etc. Well, now it has become part of us. It has become a necessity now. So that's a dependence. Wherever there is a dependence, there is a pain, definitely. Yeah. So without mobile, even suppose your mobile is broken or something, and you are now without mobile until you buy a new one. Then in those days you remain very, very upset without that. When it was not there before, I think before 20-25 years, I was not having a mobile. Well, we were comfortable. Once you got it, now you think that without it, without this toy, we cannot live. So this is a third defect. Anyway. So this intrinsic flaws, one who discovers, he has passed the examination. I'm preparing for our now mantra. So, Parikshalokan. So, who passed this exam, who has understood these three defects of the objects of pleasures which he has set as a goal in his life. And once you discover that, well, definitely what attitude you will have towards that, that's called dispassion. That's what yesterday I told. What this thing can give, what this thing cannot give. You are clear now. That's what it is going to be said. Brahmanaha nirvedam ayat, etc. In the mantra, it is there. And we discussed about karma. Same way for upasana also, same. So, one more thing. If karmas are, helps us in accomplishing a given thing, with all these defects, we don't want karma to do. No, then definitely you will not be able to remove that obstacle called malam, likes and dislikes. And therefore, you will have to do karma. So, but then change the attitude. Don't do karma just for accomplishing artha kama, etc. Do karmas for the sake of ultimately purifying your mind, getting rid of obstacle called impurities, likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes are there that will always keep you anxious. Worry, anxiety, anger, jealousy, all are a manifestations of various likes and dislikes present in the mind. All. Whatever disturbs your mind and keeps disturbing is this likes and dislikes. What you like, suppose you are not able to get it. In fact, what you like, it will create a fear till you get it. Yeah, may I get it or not? What you like, suppose somebody becomes an obstacle in gaining that. There is anger. Whatever you like, you don't have and somebody has. Jealousy. All. And any one of them burns your mind. That's how krodha is, especially anger, is called fire. Because it burns the very origin. It's like a matchstick. Anger is like a matchstick. Matchstick, when it burns itself first and then burns other. Before it burns other things, right? With matchstick you burn something, but before that it starts burning itself. So krodha is etc. burns your mind, yourself, and then burns others towards whom you have shown. So likes and dislikes have to be neutralized. Then you find your mind is an abiding mind. Yeah? Peaceful mind. And then when there is peace in the mind, where these things will definitely enter and we are able to retain also. So anyway, so karma is to be done. Karma only is a means of making yourself free from those impurities, balam. And same way, upasana also is a manas karma. And there are results shown in the Shastra that you acquire some good world. And there you will experience good divine objects. Same. Then again, same thing. All the three doshas will be there. Same three things. Then we don't want to meditate then. No. You meditate for gaining freedom from this vikshepa, freedom from obstacle called vikshepa. See, what happens is, a karma always, any karma, I mean a kayika, vachika, manas karma, any karma will have two types of result. And one result is which you can experience, called drashtaphalam, which you can experience. And karma can give you adrishtam in terms of punya papa also, which can help you later, which can give you result later. And drashtaphalam means which you are able to experience now or in this life. So if you do upasana meditation, definitely what you can experience, drashtaphalam, is the focusing capacity. Even 1 week, just 1 week I am telling you, do this japa, etc. meditation, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you feel your mind is now staying with you. Your mind stays with you. And but you don't continue then. You think you have got it now. And you stop it, then again mind starts wandering. So you have to do for a length of time so that your mind will definitely gain that capacity. So the focusing capacity, etc., or mind stops wandering, that's a drashtaphalam that you can experience. And if it is a Ishvara upasana, definitely it will produce adrishtam also. And one more thing I would like to tell you is, so if two types of phalams are there, then, both will be in equal measure? No. Upasana, etc., meditations give more drishtaphalam, less adrishtam, less punyam. Whereas puja, etc., where more limbs are involved, in fact, all limbs are involved, your body is involved, your speech, chanting, etc., so your speech is involved, your mind is also involved. Definitely more limbs are involved, then the result, adrishtam, will be more. So puja gives more punyam compared to upasana. We generally feel, well, if I meditate on Ishvara, I will get more punyam. But that's wrong. Less use of your own limbs, less phalam. And therefore, puja gives drishtaphalam less. Yeah, adrishtam more. Upasana gives drishtaphalam more, focusing capacity, etc., more, adrishtam less. This is how the things are. So depending upon what you want. I don't care, Swamiji, about focusing and all. I just want punyam. Because I have so many obstacles, my kids and this and that. Okay, do puja. So depending upon the case, we prescribe the medicines. So definitely, this is how the thing is. Depending upon. You say, no, Swamiji, I'm fine with what I have. But, my mind wanders too much. Therefore, I'm not able to concentrate on studies. Okay, then meditate, do japa, etc. We'll see. So upasana, etc. also should be done. Should not be given up. Karma also, knowing the defects, should be done with a different attitude, etc. With attitude of offering, not for fulfilling your likes and dislikes, but as an offering. Karma yoga we call. So this is how the first chapter, both the sections, I have given you the gist. And now we will enter into the Svara mantra, which is there in the second section. I told you Second section has a two subject matter, and one is this aparavidya elaboration along with its defect, etc. has been mentioned. And the second subject matter is this approaching the teacher for paravidya. One who has done examination, who has passed the examination, now he is ready for paravidya. So that has been mentioned in this mantra. There is a 12th mantra. We'll read that mantra. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedam ayat nasti akritah kritena tadvijnanartham sa gurumeva bhigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtham. So we'll see first part. Pariksha lokan karmachitan. That part we will see first. Pariksha, having given examination, having analyzed. What? Lokan. Lokan means worlds. Means objects of the worlds. So, having examined the objects of the world, having examined the experiences of the objects of the world, karma chitan lokan, which are gained by karma. One is examining, one is appearing for the exam based on one's past life. Past life means of this life, but previous years. That's it. So he's now looking into, he has holidays, and now he's sitting and looking into that what he has achieved in this life and what is the nature of those achievements, how I have achieved those things, etc. He's assessing whole thing. That's called examination, assessment, analyzing. Because person has come to a point, right? So far, he has achieved few things. So definitely. So one develops basically, it says further, that part we'll see later, one develops a dispassion then towards these experiences. First thing is, one doesn't go through all types of experiences. One need not go through all types of experiences. And so said pariksha, so examining, and examination, Swamiji, what? Physical examination of my achievements? No. Examination through your intellect, through your capacity given by Ishvara. What is that capacity that is given in the intellect? Examining, well, basically is here discriminating. What I have achieved. Am I really satisfied with what I have achieved, or still I am the same dissatisfied person who was there before 25 years of my achievement? I studied and I became graduated, and now I got a job. I had a lot of things in my mind to achieve. Well, in many things I have achieved in this 25 years, doing job and this and that and all business, whatever. And and now so he's doing this examination. So basically, let us understand this examination of our experiences. Pariksha. One's physical body is basically brought about by one's own prarabdha karma. Karma chitan, gathered by karma, earned by karma, my own past karma, because of which I have earned this body. We'll start with here, then go out. So, as long as this prarabdha karma lasts, well, definitely it will be there. Afterwards, it perishes. You have achieved body through your karma. Karma chitan lokan. But Swamiji, loka you said object of experience. It is object of experience. Kshetram. Kshetragnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu. This is a kshetra. Is it not an object of experience? You are experiencing your body. Where is pain? What is there? What is the color of the body? How does it look? Etc. It's an object of experience. Anyway, so which you have acquired. Karmachitan lokan. First thing, karmachita lokaha is this, the body itself. And on examination, I found, on analysis, I found it perishes. It's imperishable goods. Perishable goods, I'm sorry. So it is perishable goods. Anyway, so this is, and we know, and we have been seeing also. It's our perception. We have been seeing that the people join majority, right? So that is always, whoever gone is a majority. So physical body will go one day, and while it is there, it is also impermanent, because it's a product of karma, like a pot. Now further in one's own life here also, one gains varieties of experiences which are also of the same category. One works for 5 days and gets a weekend, right? Gets a weekend. And therefore, definitely that weekend is also earned by your work of 5 days. That's, the weekend is called karmachitaha, gained by karma. Yeah, a desirable end. Yeah, people wait for the yeah, weekend. Okay, then that weekend is also gone. Okay, anityam. So if one works for a year, then one gets a holidays for 4 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know, around that. So that is also karmachitam. You work for the whole year, then you get holidays. But Swamiji, I don't work at all. Then there is no question of that. You have a permanent holidays, okay? But people who people who work, they have this 3 weeks holidays. That is earned. You are allowed. There will not be salary cut, etc. It's your earning. So these holidays also last for some time, and then they are over. It's going to be over next. Many people have holidays now. That is going to be over. Similarly, if one works for the whole life, definitely then one gets retirement. Retirement is an earning. Retirement is a earning. In United States, retirement means you will buy RV or buy a kayak and goes all around the places where one has not gone. Before also you have gone to places where there is a water, there are trees and mountains and etc. Now also he goes to other places where these things only are there, but in a different combination. I mean in a different way of this. Same thing. But person in United States it is like this. Anyway. So retirement also will not go, it's going to last. It will not be there permanently. So far the person is there, his body is there till there. In fact, it is not true. Retirement doesn't last long. A call comes from the son, daughter. Come. And some people complain that Swamiji, I'm retired, but I don't feel that I'm retired at all. Retirement also doesn't last long. Anityam. Retirement is your earning, karmachita. It's called lokaha. You experience your retirement, leisure, etc., but not much. Not much. And suppose one says, Swamiji, I don't have that issue because I don't have children at all. No problem. But then in that case, when body ends, retirement ends. How long it will? So, basically, so any end, please understand, it's a universal law, like a law of gravitation. Universal. I'm going to explain how it is universal. Science says what applies here, what laws are there here on the earth are the laws in the Jupiter, in Saturn. What is the intensity of the gravity on Saturn? But first check whether there is a gravity or not. It is there. Wherever the body is with a mass, there will be a gravitation. How do you know? They are sure. They only check what's the gravitational force, how much intense. It is Jupiter, it is more because mass is more. And where it is less, like our moon, etc., has a less mass, then the gravitational force is less. So definitely, but they are sure. What physical laws, etc., are here, Those are the laws in the universe. We go one step further. We say, what are the laws of karma here? Are the laws of karma elsewhere, heaven, etc.? Same laws. Yadyatha iha tat tatha amutra. Yeah, very well-known statement. So, any end achieved by the actions on the part of doer comes to an undesirable end. Any desired end earned by your karma comes to an undesirable end, which you don't want. Weekend, a desirable end, comes to an end, which is undesirable. Weekend is over, Monday comes, and then says, oh, I have to go now for the work. And so 3 weeks holidays also earned by you, desirable end. People work for ultimately holidays. People work for holidays, right? It's an amazing thing. While they are working, their eye is always on the holidays. Desirable end will end up in undesirable end. Once the holidays are over and you have to start working, it becomes very difficult. This is a law. One who is doing this analysis is called person appearing for exam. He's analyzing and comes to a conclusion. So, basically, physical body or any other field of experience, which we call loka, that one gets as a result of a karma, will be lost in time. So, if one has a lot of money also, that also they say, if a person is a billionaire, they say somehow, I don't know the truth of it, but you find some grain of truth in this. Whatever money you have, you may be billionaire, millionaire, whatever, maximum the money will be there in that family for 3 generations. I heard that way. And it appears sometimes grain of truth because many, our mill owners in Ahmedabad, owners of the mill, overall textile industry, so much money. Because in those days we were exporting cotton, etc. to the England and everything. So much money. Even in the second generation, I find they have a hand-to-mouth kind of a thing. So, nothing is permanent here. Whatever you earn, money also you earn through your karma chita. Even empires have gone. The Alexander the Great is only in books now. So many Greek, our cultures and all, some native religions and everything has gone. So this is how it is. So anything that is accomplished as a result of karma, worldly activity, I'm talking about this world, is found to be impermanent. This is first. And then, what rules apply here also applies in other world. And so, what is gained through action like money, holiday here, so you gain through punya, some other kind of a loka also, that one gains as a result of good karma, some ritual, etc. That also will be perished. That's how Bhagavan says, and that's how we are also boldly saying, Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. Abrahma bhuvanan lokaha punaravartinaha. Anywhere you go, you return. So this is how it is. So it comes under the same law of karma and karma phala. We have this law scientists will not accept because it's not a physical law. Physical law is that they will say we'll measure in laboratory and this and that, and this is not a physical law. This is all metaphysical law. Metaphysical means which is above physics is called metaphysics. Above physics, where Shastra enters. That's where they don't have a scope. And where they have a scope, we don't talk. We keep mum. Regarding law of gravitation, what Veda says, Veda doesn't say anything. And even if it says, it is just a anuvada, what is there. Veda's subject matter is something very unique where human being cannot have an excess. It talks about punyapama, human being has no excess. It talks about devatas, human being has no access. Through the means of knowledge available to him, no access. Veda talks about loka, certain worlds, etc. Human being has no access. Veda talks about the self, where human being has no access in terms of, it cannot objectify. Perception, inference, I was talking yesterday. So Veda's subject matter is something, that's how we call apaurusheya. The subject matter is something which is apaurusheya, etc. Anyway, so result, whether it is a desirable or undesirable, is impermanent. If there is a naraka, a world of pain, that will be also impermanent. And Swarga also will be impermanent. And I will just tell a story and then we'll stop. In Mahabharata, basically, we read that a special vehicle took the Yudhishthira, at the end, at the time of falling his body. And, this messenger who was accompanying this Yudhishthira, he took to a place, and before Yudhishthira, all have fallen. Bhima and all these were Arjuna and Nakula, Sahadeva and Draupadi, all. And none of them, so he took him to the place, and he thought because they all have followed Dharma, so they should have a place in Swarga. But he took them to Swarga, he did not find them. Then instead he found Duryodhana, Karna and all in Swarga. And so he said, I don't want to be in heaven. I want to go where my brothers are. And then a messenger accompanying him, he took him to the place where this Bhima and all were there. And they were undergoing, basically all kinds of pain in Naraka. Bhima was crying. Otherwise, he makes other cry, but Bhima was crying there. Anyway, so Yudhishthira saw this. And then, unable to assimilate this sight, he asked the messenger, why are all of them here? Why my brothers are here in this Naraka? So messenger said, this is how the law works. All of them did certain papa karma, and so they are suffering. And then messenger turned to Yudhishthira and said, you also told a lie once, do you remember? And therefore you are suffering now by seeing your brothers suffering. Yeah. And therefore, now don't worry. All of you will go to heaven. Then Yudhishthira asked, what about those people, Kauravas and all? Messenger said, all of them will come here now. So people who have predominant punyam will go to Naraka first, and the people who have a predominant papam will go to Swarga first. What it wants to convey is, in human life, nothing is permanent. And therefore, pleasure, pain, and nothing is permanent. Consistent pain is called narakam. And consistent, there are lokas, the Shastra says, and therefore we accept it. There are sadhanam karmas mentioned in Shastra, so we accept it. But if we want to have some another meaning, we can say consistent pain. In life, sometimes it happens that you have a consistent. Suppose a person fell from some place and he has some injury and he has a lot of pain. Even with the treatment, he has pain. So it's a consistent pain is called narakam. Consistent joy. Some days come, right, that you are all the time happy. Fine. So there is Swarga. Anyway, but both of them are anityam. Bhagavan said very beautifully, you can connect everything with the Bhagavad Gita. Matra sparshastu kaunteya, shitoshna sparsha sukha dukkhadaha, agama painaha, anityaha. All these pleasures and pain which are born of the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects, are agama painaha. They arrive, they go away, anityaha. And therefore may you have a titiksha. Titiksha means a mental immunity. Mental immunity, because they are around. And so if they are around, you cannot kill them. It's of their nature. Just as physical immunity is very essential, you cannot make any place free from germs. Even in United States, where we have a lot of cleanliness, still we have operation theaters where there is a controlled environment that shows the germs can be around. So we cannot make the entire environment free from the germs. Instead, you should have it immunity so that those things cannot affect you. Therefore, you develop a mental immunity so that these things which are going to appear again and again, pleasure, pain, etc., which are born of the contact between sense objects and sense organs, it is going to be there because you are alive, you relate to the world, and are going to be happening. Therefore, you should have a mental immunity, understanding that whatever has arrived will go away, etc. And that leaves a question. Now, if you want a permanent joy, what is to be done then? Because I thought I have done a lot of karmas and I have gained various objects, but you say now they are all impermanent. But I want a permanent joy, which is not dependent then. Because this is all dependency. Dependent on time, dependent on a certain attributes giving me joy. And therefore, if I want a permanent joy, well, that should not be any association with anything. That should not be, because any association leads to dissociation and will give a displeasure, pain, etc. And therefore, that question has to be answered, etc. And then another question comes that, well, I am happy, Swamiji. Whenever the joy comes, even it is impermanent, it is fine. Who you are saying about permanent joy and all that, I have not seen anything like that. Why should we wait for that? And all these kind of things, those questions also we have to answer. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari